How is it going, everyone? We've been covering Dragon Ball Sparking Zero in depth. A lot of you guys at this point have had quite a bit of time to play it, but one element of this game that I was very interested in observing after the game was officially released is how this game was going to do from a commercial standpoint. If you watched any of my coverage leading up to the release of this game, I often said that I truly believe that this is going to be the most successful anime video game of all time. It'll be the best-selling anime video game of all time, fastest-selling anime video game of all time. It'll be one of the best-selling video games of all time, and I want this game to do incredibly well from a commercial standpoint. I want there to be this adulation. I want there to be this immense level of success, especially with the level of quality that they've delivered with Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Take the Metacritic score of an 83 or an 84 as what it is. The reception from the consumer base, which I'll get into in a second, has been outstandingly positive. However, we finally have the first measurable data, and I'll give you guys some comparison points so you can understand how successful of a game Sparking Zero is currently. So the data we do have available is the Advanced Access Concurrent Player Count. Remember, Sparking Zero is not officially released. The official release is on October the 11th, technically tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern time, but the date that they're promoting is October 11th. It is in the advanced access period where if you do spend $100, you get access to the game early, or $110 for the Ultimate Edition. That edition also gives you the Season Pass. So not everybody is playing the game. However, we have some comparison points of Sparking Zero in comparison to other anime video games, other Dragon Ball titles, and other major fighting titles, and other games that have advanced access. So there's a lot of data that's available that we can compare Sparking Zero to, and you have to remember that anime video games are not generally the most successful video games ever. Sparking Zero is going to be a totally different story because I truly believe there's so many things going for it in terms of the nostalgia, the remembrance of Budokai Tenkaichi, and people just loving Dragon Ball as an IP. And a game that is doing Akira Toriyama absolute justice as far as this game release. And I think Toriyama would just be absolutely proud of seeing how this game is being received. But again, it's in advanced access, and as far as Steam concurrent player count goes, the game has had an all-time peak since its release of 91,005 players. That is, as I am recording this video, 91,005 players. Remember that this is the style of game that is going to do better on PlayStation 5. I just think that goes without saying. Sparking Zero is a game that's catered towards, I wouldn't say a console audience, but a PlayStation audience. I do believe it's PlayStation 5 first, then it's PC, then it's Xbox Series. That's why I think adding cross-platform play will be incredibly advantageous and would be incredibly advantageous to people on other platforms. But 91,000 concurrent players, that means 91,000 people playing on PC only in advanced access. It hasn't been officially released, in advanced access. So how does that 91,000 number compare to other major titles? Let me just say, it's incredibly positive. Let's look at other major fighting games that have been released in recent memory. Street Fighter 6 all-time peak was 70,573. That is Street Fighter, one of the biggest IPs on the planet. 70,503, and it hit that date back on May 29th of 2023. And Street Fighter 6 had an all-time peak of 70,573 concurrent players. So Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, in its advanced access period, is already considerably higher. Like, we're talking considerably higher than Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter is one of the longest reigning fighting game franchise, so it being considerably above that when it comes to PC concurrent players in advanced access, that is incredibly impressive. How about Tekken 8, another franchise with a great lineage attached to it? Well, that game peaked at 49,977 players. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is damn near double that peak of what Tekken 8 did. How does it compare to other anime titles and other Dragon Ball games? Well, let's look at Dragon Ball FighterZ. That game, again, this game, FighterZ, did not have an advanced access period. It peaked at 44,303 players right around launch. How about Dragon Ball Kakarot? Totally different style game, not a fighting game. That peaked at 25,852 players. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is almost 4x of Kakarot, in its advanced access period. This game is a resounding success. You want to look at other anime titles? Naruto Storm 4 peaked at an 8,400 number, and that's its all-time peak. This game is an outstanding success, and you guys, we are still in the advanced access period. I don't think a lot of you guys are going to comprehend how insane this is. Let's take a look at Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 is a recent release game that also had the advanced access gimmick attached to it. So, in the advanced access period of Silent Hill 2, the game peaked at 12,905 players. So Sparking Zero, in comparison to Silent Hill 2's advanced access period, which Sparking Zero is also in advanced access right now, so I feel like this is a fair comparison to make, Sparking Zero is damn near 8x of what Silent Hill 2 was. How much did Silent Hill 2 go up when it was officially released? Well, it went from a peak of 12,905 all the way up to 23,676 to give you guys a gauge of how much a game elevates its concurrent player count after the official release does happen. Now, I think Sparking Zero is a case where so many people like myself are desperate to play this game in the advanced access period that they're just gonna pick it up right away in terms of getting the deluxe edition. However, I will throw this, and this is a very important element. Steam has a significant promotional muscle attached to it, and when Silent Hill 2 officially came out, like outside of advanced access, Steam gave it the banner treatment where Silent Hill 2 got a huge banner on Steam's front page. I would have to imagine the same thing is going to happen for Sparking Zero come tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and that is going to be a huge promotional plus. You cannot undersell the promotional muscle that Steam has. I actually do appreciate that they don't glorify and over-promote games in the advanced access period. Rather, they wait for the game to be officially out, and then, you know, people that want to pay the regular $70 are being promoted and inundated with that game. But Silent Hill 2 getting the banner treatment, I think, elevated that game's exposure. Sparking Zero is going to have the same thing come 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, and I am very curious where the concurrent player count goes as far as a peak. And let me reiterate, even if it stays at 90,000, this is an outstanding success. We're talking higher than Street Fighter 6, considerably higher than Tekken 8, considerably higher than any other Dragon Ball game in the past by multiples. 8x of Silent Hill 2 in the early access period, or 4x in the outside of early access. And Silent Hill 2 is a game that was received incredibly well, overwhelmingly positive reception, and it's a part of an IP that has some lineage to it. Sparking Zero doing this well is outstanding, and on top of that, right now on Steam, 7,922 Steam user reviews, 94% positive in terms of reception. I'm telling you guys, if you're playing it on PC, let's try to get this to overwhelmingly positive if you're enjoying the game. That overwhelmingly positive threshold is what every developer wants, and that promotes the game even more. I want this game to do incredibly well from a commercial standpoint because you know what? They deserve it. They absolutely deserve it for the banger of a game that they dropped. As somebody that grew up with Tenkaichi, the fact that this game is seeing this level of success and it is becoming a literal mainstream juggernaut, you see it all over social media, so on and so forth, it does my heart joy. Dragon Ball and anime video games were always a little bit of the underground titles. Like, I know you guys going back to the Tenkaichi days, those weren't games that were heavily promoted. The fans obviously were picking it up, but Sparking Zero, it really feels like it's hitting another level in terms of gaming appeal, where it's not being assessed as just an anime video game, but truly, and I've said this leading up to the game, to the game's release, that I believe that this was going to be one of the biggest video games of the year without that limiting factor of it's gonna be one of the biggest anime video games of the year. No, it's one of the biggest legit video games of the year, and when you look at the big releases out this week, Silent Hill 2, Metaphor as well, what game is getting the most mainstream traction, the mainstream attention? It is Sparking Zero, without a shadow of a doubt. And again, we're looking at Steam concurrent player counts. I wanted to compare it to other fighting games that were popular. It is crushing all of those, and you're talking about a game that without a shadow of a doubt is gonna be more popular on PlayStation than it is PC. PlayStation is gonna be the spot to play this game. That's why I think from a longevity standpoint it would be great for other platforms to implement cross-platform play, but right now we're at the point where the game is the absolute hottest, and there's gonna be no trouble getting into games. So incredibly happy about this success. I know that there are some issues here and there. I've faced performance issues on PC. As far as stuttering goes in the menus, as far as the actual battles, it's been tremendous, and it's been very, very minor. And I do have other issues that I will be noting in future videos. I think some of the DLC is kinda janky, kinda wacky, but that's Bandai Namco being Bandai Namco. They do what they gotta do, but happy to see the immense success that this game is having, and just round of applause. The game's great. People are loving it. That's what we wanted to see. That's gonna do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.